Well, I got some pretty crappy news, and that is my friend's account got hijacked. um, Essentially, I've been friends with this guy for a couple of years. I'd say about two. We were good friends on TF2. We spy crabbed together, traded a couple of times, and one day this guy sent me a message. Whoever's on this account currently sent me a message. Um, I don't remember exactly what it said. Sadly, I wasn't able to recover the messages because by the time I found it important to get the message, he had unfriended me, and I wasn't able to pull up the message on my phone. Um, but I did get the last message he sent me, which I'll show in a minute. But essentially, it was like, look at what I have or something like that. And so I went through his inventory, and I was like, oh man, look, he's got nothing. Which this has gone up, I believe. It was at like, no, I think it stayed the same. But I saw all these keys, and I saw the first couple of pages at the very beginning, and I was like, oh, nice keys. And he was like, yeah, and um, I'm like, whoa, man, you got like a shitload of keys. And then he said, yeah, I sure do. And so I said, never mind, it's not a shitload. And then I went actually and saw, and it was actually quite a lot. And the guy says, what do you mean it's not a shitload? How do you mean, I think it was like 380 some keys. How do you mean 380 some's not a shitload of keys? And I was like, okay, you don't have to be an ass about it. Like, it's nice that you got all of this stuff, but it's not like you have to show it off. Like, he's never done that before, and it was really strange to me, but it never occurred to me that maybe his account got hijacked. A couple of days later, he shows up again, and I still don't remember what he said, because this was 5 days ago, I'd say. Um, he messaged me again about something, and I went onto his profile through the browser, and I have this Steam inventory helper, and I actually saw that he was banned, and so I pointed that out, and I'm like, why are you banned? Um, and that's where the last messages came in, and I'll show that in a second. But I wanted to show you his SteamRep here. And the first time I came on this page, it popped up with a thing about um, attempted trade scam, suspected account hijacked, and a couple of other things. And I was just looking at it, and he has all these alternate accounts, and I'm like, these aren't his accounts. None of these are his account. And so all these accounts have been banned because they're alternates, and he keeps changing the name of this one. Apparently that's like his main alternate account. It looks like it's the highest. No, this one's the highest level. I don't know why this one would be. But it's like he's got these these alternate accounts, and all these accounts, these alternates are like set to private. But it just amazed me. And so I looked at this, and this is apparently his ban appeal. And it says he's innocent, his account was hijacked and abused, and he doesn't get right to the point. He just says that he's friends with the person that hijacked his account, and he got things worked out, blah 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 blah, blah. And then he's like, "What are you talking about?" So from here, but previously he had already sent in ban appeals apparently, and he's saying that he didn't scam anyone. He wouldn't have if he had known. And then here it is, Supremacy, May 16th, and this is about 10 days ago. I'm thinking he got hijacked about 12 days ago, just before this. Um, and so then he puts in his information, and then he says, no, you're still banned because, saying that somebody used your account, you're responsible for your accounts, and so you shouldn't have given away your account information in the first place. But this guy has changed the profile picture, he changed the background, he changed the name. This is something that Supremacy would never do before. He had the same thing for years, and all of a sudden this guy comes on, hijacks the account, and completely changes everything. Everything's been changed. Here is Supremacy. Before Supremacy, he was like, to me at least, it was humorous. He did say some racist things, some sexual things, you know, like by these names, and then all of a sudden he just changed it to Jew, which I guess is like Supremacy, but then he starts changing it to a bunch of weeaboo anime stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's something that like a 13-year-old kid does, and he gets horny, whacks off to anime, but this is something that Supremacy would never do, because all of a sudden, all these people are getting added for no reason. I don't know where all these negative reps came from, honestly. They might actually be... No, they're too high levels to be alternates, but all these people just came in and just, like, negative rep. A lot of them are saying DDoSed, and I'm like, maybe he is. Maybe that is more evidence, is saying that he's a DDoSer and a hacker and he hijacks accounts. But he hasn't removed any of the items from this account, so maybe he's planning on keeping it. Maybe he's keeping the Supremacy locked out of it somehow. But I did post, a couple of things on here about how the account's hijacked and you should report them, don't trust them, share with your friends type of thing. And I got a couple of messages from other people saying, yeah, this isn't like Supremacy. This is completely weird. I'm gonna miss him. Why isn't he back yet? Type of thing. Because a lot of people say that it'll take 10 days from Steam support to get back to you. But this has been over 10 days. This has been about 12 days now that his account has been hijacked and it's been completely changed. And he was just deleting and blocking my posts. But blocking doesn't keep me from messaging. I still believe I can. Oh, jeez. Can't type today. See, I could still post, but, he just started adding a bunch of people as soon as he hijacked the account, and I don't know why. But right about here, I want to say, he was still in control of the account. This was Supremacy posting, and then, there's a bunch of comments about being gay and things like that, but it was right around the 5th was his last normal message, just his normal message, and all of a sudden he just started adding people and trading people, which it looks like he's just trading his items. Oh, I remember. So the previous message from a couple days later, he sent me a bunch of information about his these hats, about how much they're worth and if I wanted to trade them, and I'm like, no, I don't want your hats. I'm not that rich. like on my inventory, I don't have hardly anything. Like, I have a couple more videos coming up about some crazy stuff about people like trying to scam me and stuff, and I'm like, I have nothing of value on this entire account. Like, there's a couple things here worth, $5, $8, like I just got, but I think everything else on here is like under $2, and then TF2, I think the most expensive thing I have on here is only a couple of dollars, and that should be this thing, I guess this thing, and that's $2. So, like, I don't understand why people try scamming me, but, like, I feel really bad for Supremacy because he has all this stuff and the account's been hijacked. He can't control it anymore. This is like a multi-$1,000 account. Just in keys alone is over $2,000 worth of keys when I last checked. And he has all these backgrounds and emoticons, and it's crazy to me that somebody like him would get hijacked. Like, this is a pretty valuable account, which I guess is why it got hijacked. I don't know if he had like Steam Mobile Authenticator. I honestly don't know. but it's crazy, and I feel really bad for the guy. But is this the date, or is this when the account was made? This has to be when the account was made, because it seems like he added these people really recently, extremely recently, and he just started adding the hackers, the hijackers, alternate accounts, because these people here, at least these couple few, weren't there originally, and then he just adds his alternate account like this guy. I'm not sure about the other one. It doesn't look like that's one of his ones, but this one's definitely one of his alternate accounts. And I went through and I haven't seen the rest of his alternates on here, because it would have the band thing. So this is one of them, and then there's this one. And I don't know if these go by date, but it has a number next to it, so I'm assuming it has to go in order of recent. It might not though, because it actually looks like no. Okay, so they're sorted by dates like this, and I don't know if that's, so it's 2017-01, 2017-04. So is that date that they were added? No, it can't be. I got no clue, but this is one of his alternates, one of the hijacker's alternates, and this one, and also this other one. Now I'm not quite sure if it's the hijacker's alternate or if it's Supremacy's alternate. That's really confusing to me. I haven't looked into it that much, but it looks like they're all from roughly the same thing, because they all have each other added as friends. So that's something that he probably went in and did after he took the account over. But so if you guys could share this with your friends and report this guy, hopefully we can get the account locked and get it back to the original owner, because it's crazy. It's ridiculous that this guy's lost so much money. And his friends are worried about him. I'm worried about him. Like, he's just added a bunch of random people and he's like, "Oh, come trade with me," type of thing. See, this is an alternate account, also banned 11 days ago. And it's like on every page, it's like you look at him and it's like, why did you add me? You know, that's what a lot of people are saying, is why is this guy adding people? And I don't know if it's because maybe he's just trying to get connected to more people, find more vulnerable accounts that are high levels with a lot of items. Maybe he's trying to just trade the items, get them out of there, and then take them, I guess. I don't know how that works. I don't know how hijackers do things. Maybe they like launder the items through alternate accounts so that it's less traceable and it's less suspicious. But I haven't been paying attention to how many specific items are in here, so I don't know if he's been losing items, gaining items. I don't know what he's planning to do with the account. But if you could share this with your friends, and I didn't actually look at the text box, but this is the text that he sent me right after about the craft hats, and I brought up that he was banned, and then of course I say my punchline, of course, and then he just starts bragging about his money again. Saying I'm salty because I'm poor, I guess, and I'm like, "Oh shit, dude." And then he goes on saying that he actually hijacked this account. So, like, I could understand if he's being sarcastic and if it's just a friend, but this is something that Supremacy has never done. And I've known this guy for a long time, and this isn't something that he would do. He would come back and he would post some racist thing about Jews or something. But this isn't what he does. He doesn't brag about his items. He's never done that because he's worked so hard to get all these items. He doesn't just throw money at the game usually. he usually trades it, and he worked his way up from just only a couple $100, I'd think. But I say only a couple hundred, but a guy like this has put a lot of money into this game, and a couple hundred is nothing to the thousands of dollars that this account is worth. So again, if you can share it with your friends, hopefully we can report this guy, get him his account back, at least get the account locked so that Supremacy might have a chance to get his account back. He might actually have messaged support and he's still working his way through it, but from what I heard, the process, how it works is you have to have like proof of purchase, you'll have to have credit card information, and all this stuff that he's still probably working through and messaging support, because everybody knows how lazy Steam support could be sometimes and how long they could take to message back. So yeah, I do have at least 2 to 3 other videos I'll have uploaded. One will probably be maybe more uploaded, more edited, I mean, than the other, but the other 2 are just scammer videos, heads up on new scams, new scamming methods that people are using to try and get your items. One of them actually may be linked to this type of hijacking where it uses a link and you click the link and it actually, I guess it downloads malware. According to some other YouTube videos, it downloads malware into your browser, which allows them to control your browser, and they could possibly get your login information. But if you have Steam Multiple Authenticator, you may be fine. But apparently they were able to take control of the browser and sell items and do some really crazy stuff, and they'll get like your Steam account. They'll take control of it, but I don't know. I haven't looked in too much into that, but I probably will later. So that's all I got for this one. It's crazy. I feel so bad for the guy. But thanks for watching. Make sure to share this video with your friends, get them to report this guy. Hopefully we as a community can do something about this.